Hi, this is Jennetta Billhimer, and I am happy to introduce once again Del Bartlett. And he is going to be telling you about the upcoming Simplified Homeschooling Summit. And this is going to be such an exciting event. It's going to be online, and it's for those of you who are exploring homeschooling or perhaps have started homeschooling and just really want to know more. Maybe it wasn't as easy as you thought it was going to be, or maybe it was, but you're just still looking for resources. And or maybe you've been actually homeschooling for quite a while and you're looking for a simpler way to do it. This is for everyone. And I think sometimes we kind of um, make things a whole lot more complex than they need to be. And so this is a great avenue to go down here to investigate and explore, because this is about simplifying homeschool. So I'm just realizing, that you don't have to do everything that's out there. Sometimes it's just so complex. So with no further ado, I am excited to welcome Del Bartlett.
Thank you so much. When we first started doing homeschooling, we looked at, even then, there was a lot of options and we're just so overwhelmed. I mean, today, it's even more so because there's so many different avenues that you want to go down and that you can go down, and all of them are good. But how do we keep it simple in our lives? Especially those who are saying, okay, I really had this in the back of my mind. I think I really need to homeschool, but I don't think I can do it. I don't know if I have the expertise. I don't know.
All those common
And so,
concerns.
yeah. And so you just put it off. And then you look at what's going on, and some people are very dissatisfied with maybe a direction that their school district is going in, or maybe they're just dissatisfied with the type of schooling that their children are getting, or maybe they're very happy with it, but they know their children can do more and they just don't have that
Right.
opportunity. So there's a lot of reasons to homeschool. One thing that we did, Natalie and Michelle are the main people that run Simplified Homeschooling. And Natalie Reeves and my wife, Michelle Bartlett. And it's a company that we put together. Specifically, it's called Simplified Homeschooling. It's designed to simplify the process. And it's really a learning center for parents. It's not a place where you go and say, okay, here's all this curriculum I can gather up. We're going to have some curriculum in that on it, and we have some already, but it's not that type of place. It's to say, how do I do this next? How do I get my kids into college if that's what you want to do? How do what are the steps that I need to do to simplify my process within my homeschooling? How do I get kids to do chores? Things like that. And so it's a learning center for parents to help ease the frustration that sometimes we may feel or have kind of put on ourselves. And I think you've felt that too.
I think
And
we
what you've
do.
got. We
Yeah,
put
I
so
think that
much
we do.
stress
We
on
put
ourselves.
so much on ourselves, and then if we think that maybe we don't see that it's working out, at least it doesn't look like it to us that day, or for a little while here, that we just think, well, you know what, like maybe I wasn't meant to be to do this thing, to be a homeschooling parent here. But now you've been in the trenches. You were a homeschool dad for a long time.
Long time. Yeah. 20 years or so is what we've calculated that we did homeschooling with our kids and had great success. So we've taken that success, mostly Michelle's success, but we've taken that
Oh,
success and put
dads
that
have a big part in
into
it too,
this.
don't they?
Oh yeah. I mean, we could get into that story as to who really was the drive behind this. And I was a good support, and that's what dads need to be. And we're going to talk
Yeah,
about that
that's
as
one of the
well.
biggest things
So,
they can do,
yeah.
right?
So in the summit, we have some amazing speakers. We have Richard Paul Evans, who is the New York Times #1 best-selling author of 40 books. I mean, and he understands the importance of books and literature in a child's life. He's going to talk on that subject. We're going to have Nicolene Peck. We've got Julie Bogart. We've got if we had a first lady and a first family of homeschooling, it would be the DeMills, in my opinion. And so we've got Rachel DeMille that's going to be speaking to us. I love her topic as well. It's I'd have to, I'd have to go to a different page here to get it, but I do want to do that here really quick. But while
She's
that's
put out,
pulling up, okay, so her
she and
topic
Oliver put out
is,
so many wonderful things.
oh, her topic is homeschooling with a vision, harmony and excellence. Heal your family, heal the world. And I just love that topic.
Yeah.
I love Julie Bogart. She's the creator of Brave Writer, and hers is creating a big juicy life for your brave learner at home and beyond. And it's just just that it's just fantastic. So we're going to have Natalie Reeves will be speaking. Michelle will be speaking. Michelle and I will be speaking on travel and how that changes education. We've talked about that with your group before. Mindy Eldridge will be speaking. Fantastic curriculum writer and just amazing things. Nicole Schiffler, very much into the unschooling, but in a very controlled environment of unschooling. It's not this free range kids. It's more of understanding how unschooling can really work. So we've got Meg Thomas, the hippie mama, creating peace in your home. Marlene Fletcher, Patty Rokas, the rock teller. She tells stories with rocks. It's amazing. And Malia's going to be speaking with her on that. And they're going to talk about unlocking the power of peace within. So a lot of this is really geared to create the idea that you can homeschool. And right now, anybody who signs up for the summit, it is 100% free. That's why we did it online. We're able to reduce costs. We didn't do it online because of COVID and that. We did it so that we could get as many people possible into to have access to these speakers as possible without having huge costs of an experience. Now we're going to do that next year. Most likely is have one in person, but we're anticipating 1,000 people at this conference based on what we're seeing right now. And I think we'll hit those numbers, maybe more, I don't know, but it's going to be an amazing conference. If you sign up right now, especially if you're thinking about homeschooling in the next year, this next coming year, we will give you a copy of our book. Anyone can do it, Homeschool Simplified. I'm telling you that Natalie and Michelle put together this book, and that's a free gift for you just to sign up for a free conference. So we're giving you free
What?
to go to free.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
And then you've got these amazing people that will provide you with other free information and material. So it's going to be fantastic. It's just so you know, it's July 26th through 28th. So 3 days.
Okay. So get that on your calendar. I am putting that
So
on my
get that on your calendar. And go on to our website, simplifiedhomeschooling.com/summit. Now, if you just go to simplifiedhomeschooling.com, there is a link right off the front page to get to the summit as well. But simplifiedhomeschooling.com/summit will give you all the information about the speakers that we're having, the topics that we're discussing, and we're going to have some surprises along the way. And it's going to be, it's just going to be amazing. Something that you'll want to be a part of.
That sounds super amazing. I am really excited about it. I totally want to block those days off on my calendar and be there. I mean, like, I've been homeschooling a long time, and I am super excited about a lot of what you've been talking about, that I just think that there's going to be things there that are going to help me too in our homeschool.
That's it. I mean, Natalie Reeves, our business partner in Simplified Homeschooling, when she started doing I started recording a lot of her lessons to parents on how to do this more simplified. I just wanted to go back in time and go, I wish I could take this information and redo what we did. We had great success, but it's just the content that is available to you through this conference and what you'll get afterwards through the website is going to be just phenomenal help to you and the access to the people that can do this too. So
yeah. Yes. This is going to be so amazing. Um, and then did you say that you'll be speaking too, and Michelle will be speaking?
Michelle will be speaking. Natalie will be speaking on a couple times. Michelle will be talking about thinking outside the box. You know, one thing about homeschoolers,
Cool.
if you don't think outside the box after you homeschool for a little while, you learn how to think outside the box really
Yeah,
quick.
you
And
do.
Michelle and I aren't even, you know, in the universe of the original box that we were thinking outside of now. We think so far outside the box, and it's really cool if you really have that mindset, and it's fun, and it's actually helped us with a lot of things. You know, that being able to have that mindset of thinking differently and how to solve problems goes into your children as well. And that's really what she's going to be teaching, is how to think outside the box and how to get your kids to do that too. Because in school, they just get into this, they can only learn what the teacher's teaching. And when you start homeschooling, that just widens so much. And it's almost like a shock to them at first, because they're like, oh, really? You mean you don't mind me going off this direction?
Yeah, having my own opinions about things. And
yeah.
Right.
And so when kids start getting that feel of doing that, it's just amazing. Natalie has just written some curriculum for reading that we're going to introduce at the summit that is phenomenal. And so that's going to be available. And then she's going to talk about what the developing brain needs as a child and what they don't get in the classroom. You know, there's development that goes on in your child's brain that actually doesn't fit within a classroom environment, but we retrain and rewire the kid's brain to fit there, and then they kind of get on that track. And it's really not designed to do that. And so she's going to go into the science of that and some other things about that as well. So it's going to be fantastic.
So instead of how to think and what to think, we're opening so many doors, it sounds like, that you are really introducing to everyone.
Yeah.
It sounds like some really wonderful topics.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. Now, are there going to be recordings available?
Yes. So everyone who has signed up for the conference, and then later on, we're going to make that accessible through the website for those who have the ability to, or who want to go back and re-watch some of these things. If for some reason someone signed up for the conference, but they weren't able to make all 3 days, there'll be recordings of that as well available.
Wonderful. Because I love to just take recordings, and then later when I'm, weeding the garden, or I'm on my walk, or doing the dishes, or in the car, whatever. Yes, I love to listen to them, and maybe even listen to them again. Just a topic that was just so good. And then I'm just able to take it and just keep it in my life. And I love that. So I'm really excited that there will be recordings of the videos will be there later too.
Exactly. And even though this will be a virtual conference or a virtual summit, we're doing it and we're filming it in such a way with multiple cameras and everything else, so that you get this really good experience with it too. Because what we're doing right now is good for a few minutes, but you do multiple hours of just this back and forth. So it's going to be very interactive in a lot of ways that we're going to do it. So we're hoping to keep your attention and then feed you full of really good information.
So it'll be fun for for everyone. And dads will enjoy it too, it sounds like. And there's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, we encourage husbands to watch, because there are roles, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, the roles that the dad does play. But this is something that is a family. I mean, if parents want their kids to understand what homeschooling is, because they're a little cautious about that, as they get maybe teenagers, and that you're just starting to say, hey, we want to homeschool, and the kid's going, wait a minute, I've only got 3-4 more years of school left. I don't want to go homeschooling. But once they see some of the things that opens up to them, you may want to have your kids watch this too.
Yeah. There might be.
As well.
Which speakers in particular would you recommend for?
So I would recommend Michelle's topic, Michelle and I's topic, Natalie's topic. I really like the Patty Rokas and Malia's topic. and how the creativity of it all. A lot of it's going to be a lot of creativities, understanding or cultivating that love of learning, even though that's going to be directed to parents to help cultivate that. Kids need to understand what it means to really love learning. They've been told to do learning. Now they need to love learning. And there are kids that, I don't care what environment you put them in, they love learning, whether it's in a traditional school environment or whatever it is. Those are kind of the kids that just naturally get it. But the other kids have been told to learn. Now let's teach them how to love learning. So
and to be in charge of the, oh, sorry.
Oh, Mindy Eldridge is going to be discussing that topic.
And yes, and being in charge of their own education, right? Because it is their education. And so to take ownership in that is so important, so that they're with the whole thing, and that we can be there and mentor them and everything. But that's really important. And then also, just like you say, that dads, well, a lot of times, and not every situation necessarily, I'm sure that there are dads that are homeschooling their kids, and they're in the the front lines every day. But in a lot of situations, the dad is the main breadwinner, and but it's really important. So a lot of times moms will just go and they'll do the training and everything, but it's really good when the dads can be there too, and you're together and you're learning these things together, so that you can you're on the same page and you get it.
Yeah. And even if they can't do as much, to have that supporting role, and the kids know that dad supports this in a very enthusiastical way, not a heavy-handed way, makes the person who is on the front line, usually the mom's job, a whole lot easier. And not because, hey, I'm going to turn you over to the principal dad. It's because dad has shown how fun other things can be, because there is.
He loves to learn. He loves to read, and he's showing this. And
yeah, exactly. So that
he loves math or whatever he loves. He's sharing it with the kids.
Yeah, and we've got modules on the website that talk specifically about that as well, and interviews and stuff like that. So we're going to go through all of that throughout the conference. We're going to be discussing how integral what we've done within the website, how that fits within what we're trying to help parents with. But just hop on simplifiedhomeschooling.com, go to the summit page or /summit. Just look at the schedule. We've got a schedule there. We've got frequently asked questions. We've got the whole, everything about what's going on available there, and a way for you to just sign up. And we do need everyone to sign up so that we can give them the links that they need to watch it.
And it's a fabulous website. When you're there, look around. First of all, get signed up, because this is going to be amazing. And that's why I brought it to you, and I really wanted you to hear about it. Do make sure that you go and you get signed up, and just go there. Like right now, it's simplifiedhomeschooling.com/summit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think,
or just go to the homepage, and it's right there to get. You can get right from there on the homepage.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and telling us about this.
Thank you. And thank you for all that you're doing in the homeschooling area as well. We look at the shift that's happening, and it's not always necessarily that homeschooling is the choice for everyone. But I think it's a choice that people don't understand as well. And through your efforts, our efforts, and other people's efforts, our hope is that we can not convince, but we can demonstrate the value that comes from homeschooling, because that's really where it comes from, is our desire and our passion for this, such a unique way to learn that is really not unique. It is the way that we're designed to learn.
Families, right?
Yeah.
And it's like living a more normal life, it feels like to me.
And it opens up so much more. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's really gonna limit what we can do. No, it actually opens up so much more than what you
Yes.
can do. And there's absolute proof to that. And even when you struggle, like with anything with your children, the struggle sometimes, them learning to struggle through something like this, and changing their thought processes is far worth more than the words that they learned. So there's just
Right.
so many great things. And so I appreciate what you're doing to help cultivate that within the homeschooling community and those who want to join.
Well, and I couldn't do it without you and those have been willing to come on and talk to homeschool parents and or those that are thinking about it, and to really just create this network of support. So I'm really grateful for all that you and Michelle and everyone everyone is doing, and all of your speakers that are going to be on the summit. This is going
Yeah,
to be
they've
fantastic.
all volunteered their time, and you know, it's really come together nicely. That was the other thing about doing a virtual. We can put it together quickly. Again, doing venues and other things takes time, and we're going to do that because we
Right.
feel that's the time. But we've already got people from other countries, English speaking countries, coming and wanting to be a part of this. This is something I think that's becoming such a mainstream normal thing to do that people are going, oh, okay, that's not as
An
strange as we thought it
option.
was.
Yeah.
And neither are the people. We're normal people.
Right. And so we can just kind of, be even in our pajamas, watching or just like gardening or whatever, and out
Yeah,
on our walks and just contemplating like, how could I make this work for my family? So I love
exactly.
that it's virtual. I think that's just so fantastic. I used to love to go to conferences and things for homeschooling, and there's still those that are in person, but like online, I really, really love that.
Yeah, and
So
I
many
think our
wonderful things about it.
conferences have changed over the years, our homeschooling conferences, and they are very much geared to the people who are really entrenched in homeschooling. And we want to take that outside of that box and bring it out to try and say, okay, let's bring in people who are just thinking about this.
Yeah,
And
like
I'm hoping that
investigating.
90% of our
Really want?
audience is just, yeah, it's just people who have thought, maybe I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and just give them a chance to investigate and see if like this is something that like would this fit in with our family? Could we do this?
Correct? So good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll send you a little placard billboard that you could put onto the website as well,
Okay.
or onto your
Onto
Facebook
the
group, and that will also help link them to where we're going. That'll just give them a little more. And please sign up for yourself, and we'd love to see you on there. And we'll
Definitely.
continue to get things rolling for those who need the help.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us about the summit. I'm really excited, and I hope that everybody else signs up too. It is going to be fantastic.
Thank you
So
so much.
thank you so much, Jeff, for everything all of you are doing, and for being here and telling us about this today.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.